So while we're waiting for the calipers to bake and cure, I'm going to do the fuel filter, start doing the service bits. You don't want any bits or rust or corrosion or dirt going inside the housing when you split it open. So what I'm doing is I'm just scratching all the loose, some dirt, a little bit of corrosion off the top, and then we'll get the hoover on to clear most of it out. And then that ensures that we're not putting any debris into the housing. So you want to make sure that you don't lose any of these screws which hold it together. Now I'm going to get some cloths and just put them around underneath the filter just to catch any diesel that spills out. You will always get a little bit spill out. And then there's a little opening that you can get a screwdriver in just to split that. And then you should be able to lift that up. In fact, I'm just gonna grab the old filter bucket. And drain now in the bottom of there is some bits I want to get out. I don't know how successful I'm going to be at getting them out. At the bottom of the housing they wouldn't be able to go through the filter. They are, I believe, little bits of rust. Pretty sure a magnet's not going to get them, but we can try. Yeah. What I'm going to do is try and get them. No, not going to get my hand in. I don't think. No. See if I can get them with a screwdriver. Yeah. Actually, I believe bits of the old filter potentially. It looks like paper filter that's disintegrating. Potentially, maybe some glue off it. But I am managing to get it out. Because while it'll not pass through the filter and won't cause any issues, I would rather it not be in there. There we go. Got one piece now that I want to get. There we go. Trying also not to get diesel everywhere. That has got that. I'm just going to change the glove. So just check that the new filter is the same size as the old one, which it is. So some cars are a lot easier to start after a fuel filter than others. This one, I'm going to change the seal. If the seal's damaged, like you can see that one has got a split in it, needs changing, and all the filters come with a new seal. I don't always change the seals if they don't need it, but that one got a split in it. And then you just want to lube the seal just with a bit of diesel, just to make sure it sits in nice. And then close that back up. And then start putting the bolts back in. As I say, on these it's really easy to change a diesel filter. Go. Just need to clip it back in and make the seal engage. Reason why we lube the seal with a bit of diesel is just when you're pushing it in like that, if it's dry, it's likely to split the seal. So then it's just a case of nipping round the bolts. They don't need to be over tight. And then what we'll do, we'll open the unit door so I can start the engine, because we're working with it shut at the moment because it's not the warmest weather, but I don't want to have a car running in here without having the door open. So what we do is we nip all these bolts, as I say, not over tight, just nip them round, just make sure that they're all nipped. And then move these cloths and just quickly open the door, and then we'll start it and see whether she'll run. So when you've changed the fuel filter on these, you have to turn the ignition on and leave the fuel pump to run, and what that does is it feeds the diesel back into the housing and fills it up and puts the air out of the purge. What I normally do is do it once and then back off, and then turn it back on again, the ignition. Then that should have filled the filter housing up, and then start the engine. Now this one, it started first time and it seems to be running great. Normally, if there is any air in, it'll run for a minute or so and then cut out, and then you'll have to restart it. But I always leave them running for a good 3, 4, 5 minutes, just to make sure that you've expelled all the air and that your fuel filter's not leaking as well. What we always want to check for is any leakage down the side of the filter. As you can see with the light, it's nice and dry. And we'll just check that it's still dry in 5 minutes.